Yes, we talked a lot about DLP, and it's a fantastic technology around protecting data and understanding data. That's its job. And you can use DLP to make decisions about, when it finds specific data in a specific circumstance. You can apply a policy to it. It could be a block, for example, or it could be an encrypt policy, or it could be quarantine if it's an email. So there's lots of things DLP can do, and in conjunction with other technologies like encryption or pseudonymization or tokenization, these are technologies the GDPR regulation actually spells out, because it kind of detaches the person from the data, and that's a great way of minimizing the scope. So there's a few things there. Another thing that came out of our discussions today was cloud access security brokers. This is a really interesting area because it's a technology that sits between the business and the suppliers, which are ultimately cloud suppliers. And it looks for unsanctioned IT as well as sanctioned IT. So unsanctioned IT is often referred to as shadow IT because the IT department doesn't know about it. And that's a real worry for organizations because if you don't know about it, you don't know what data's being put there and you can't scan for it and apply policies to it. So that's interesting technology to understand what's being used, but you can also use that technology to apply policies like data protection, for example, encryption as well. Something else to, when we think less about the technology and more about some of the other roles, we talked a lot about the data protection officer. This is an interesting responsibility for an organisation. They're not technical at all, but I do think there's a connection that information security specialists and the DPOs need to make together. A DPO would really need to understand what's possible, and then they can apply and even create policies and use technology to support, aid, enforce or manage or report on those policies as well. So I think there's a connection we could do to bring those two together. And we definitely talked today about the fact that a DPO probably shouldn't be an information security specialist. It should be somebody outside of that realm. And so being able to talk to them, report up to them, and give them visible information around the level of risk, using some of that technology is a good link too. So analytics, reporting, dashboards are very good technologies for that too.